Hey everyone, it's Gunther again, and this is part 4 out of 5 of my series of ranking every aesthetic on the Consumer Aesthetic Research Institute website. We still got 35 entries to go, so let's dive in. Number 35, Vector Heart. This was another look into the millennium. It's like a merge between Gen X Soft Club and mainstream Y2K, with lots of computer graphics. This is another one giving off some industrial vibes. This one will always look futuristic to me. But it's more like the blueprints of the future, instead of what actually the future was, if that makes sense. Number 34, Googie Kitsch. I absolutely hate that name. It honestly sounds like a slur. But anyway, this is like a 50s diner revival, yet again, but outside of diners. It's everything that draws heavily from the space age, which I honestly love. This is like the peak of retrofuturism. Alternative rock bands seem to use this style quite a lot. Number 33, Vaporwave. This is another one that I am putting a bit low for what it is, probably because I'm just overexposed to seeing it everywhere, and everyone seems to love it way too much. This is like a mix of rehashed 80s, Outrun, Silicon Dreams, Memphis design. There's a lot going on here, but also lots of pink and teal. And statues. The internet kind of forced this one onto all of us, on purpose, and it feels like once you've seen one Vaporwave picture, you've seen all of them. I'll admit that it is a guilty pleasure and I do enjoy it somewhat, but why is the text always in Japanese? Number 32, New Wave Tropical. This is what Vaporwave was trying to revive. Anyway, very bright color usage here, lots of underwater motifs, which of course I love a lot. Vacations and carefree vibes, fun party life. The aesthetic here is all in the name. It almost reminds me of like Eric Carle books, with the big, bold, crude shapes. I do love the artistic qualities of this. Number 31, Pomo Faux Ruins. Buildings made to intentionally look like they're falling apart. Some are done better than others, and some forget the falling apart motif and just look like ancient Greek ruins to begin with. This one takes me places. Ancient places. Or maybe to a construction site. Probably due to the inclusion of the artificial sky. But it is very imaginative. Number 30, Indie Craft. As I previously stated, I love arts and crafts, so naturally this makes my top 30. There's just so much potential with this. It can be more serious too, and not just cutesy and silly. Although it takes effort to make it more serious, some people will see it as more juvenile anyway. Nonetheless, this is creativity in aesthetic form. It may not work for every single thing, but it works for so many. But the lack of real people and real objects in the photos can hurt this one a bit. Number 29, Corporate Grunge. Now I know I said I don't like corporate stuff, but this one does it well. Never has plain fonts and dull color had so much life and personality. It reminds me of the Dare ads that used to try to convince kids not to do drugs or whatever. But put to better usage. It's bold, it's striking, it commands you, and yet it's edgy and mean. It warns of urgency. Whatever corporations used this, they knew what they were doing, or at least they faked it. Number 28, Pulp Fantasy. This one is mid-century medieval meets airbrush surrealism and sci-fi all in one package. This is like progressive rock gone to its fullest. This goes beyond Dungeons & Dragons to other tabletop RPGs as well. 80s fantasy movies and the entire fictional world can be held in this aesthetic. It can be a bit out there at times. Maybe the consumer wants something a bit more relatable than this. But for those who want something imaginative, it's here. And honestly, I just love the name of it. Number 27, Corporate Hippie. So I guess I don't hate the corporate stuff so much after all. This is the era that hippie subculture and advertisements began. Some of the other aesthetics on this list aim to recreate this, but this is the original. The floral prints, the vivid color, the acid trip imagery. It's far out, man. Groovy. The Brady Bunch kids would have loved this. Everything is so bright and peaceful. Now bring on the appropriated Indian music. Number 26, Laser Grid. This is Outrun before Outrun, and this is as 80s as it gets. I guess they thought technology in the future would all take place on a computer graphic grid in outer space? I don't know. This is what vectors originally referred to. This is now retrofuturism though. Despite how cool it looks, there's not much else to point out other than laser grids. It's in the name and it can get kinda samey after a while. Number 25, Memphis Jr. Memphis design, but for kids. Sort of. I love the childishness of it. I can hear the silly sound effects now. The boing boing and the zoom. Colors and toys and building blocks, roly-poly-oly part 2. But it's not the main Memphis design, so although it doesn't rank as high up, it's still up there though. But it is limited to mostly toys and kids brands. That's fine by me though. Number 24, Whimsicraft. This is like Global Village Coffee House meets IndieCraft meets Memphis design. There's a lot going on here, and I'm all for it. This is like a folk art collage. It's crafting, but it's more refined. Even though there is limited applications. There's lots of color usage, but mostly terracotta meets pops of other hues. Some of it even turns trash into treasure. Some of it looks like a modern art museum. But honestly, who knew crafting could feel more sophisticated? Number 23, Cyberdelia. This is like a hippie-trippy meets the future, corporate, Gen X cyber. 70s revival was starting in here. And I love the merging of the two. It's like you got absorbed into the cyber world on some computer acid or battery acid or whatever. The innovation of computer graphics did the 70s hippie style really good. Add in some Silicon Dreams, and you got a Silicon acid trip. It's sure to catch your eye, although you may struggle to decipher exactly what's going on. Number 22, Acid Graphics. Speaking of acid trips, as someone who's never got into recreational substance use, I don't know why I'm drawn to these styles so much. Maybe the curiosity? This is like a more modern take of the previous style. Gone are the rainbows and more of the subdued color palettes. Even more of a darker and edgier vibe. It's even more confusing, but it's supposed to confuse you. There's no rules for graphic design in here. Number 21, Whimsigoth. Why do I just love everything whimsical? Maybe I'm a whimsicalist? Is that a thing? Anyway, this one strays from the goth that we think of today. This one's actually very colorful. With a curved, fancy font, magical imagery, astrology, very Tim Burton. This one just looks mystical and inviting. It's like a magical world where we can actually live. And it can convey a lot of different emotions. Number 20, Teen Punk. I know a lot of you hated this and hate that I put it in my top 20. It's not really punk at all. But it is very nostalgic. It's what I thought punk was when I was a kid. It felt edgy and rebellious at the time. It was like the opposite to McBling and the rejection of Y2K. It tends to be heavily centered on women, when pop music was more rock-fused. It led the way to some emo and scene stuff later on down the line. Girly heart patterns meet crude spray paint, and I do love pop punk. Number 19, Millennium Disco. This was disco for a new generation. Back onto the 70s nostalgia, with some added computer technology and some pre-McBling aesthetics. It's a whole mood. The ambient lighting and the chic bizarre outfits, the hair, this makes us think that disco never really died. This one was nostalgic for both me and my parents' generations. Number 18, Wacky Pomo. This is the next logical step after Memphis Jr. It amps up the zany, the unnatural color usage, adds in some slime. Everything is so oddly shaped, but not in a trippy way. Lots of cartoons and kid shows and movies use this. Mad scientists, but not too mad or too violent. Willy Wonka in a way. It just brings out the childhood fun in everyone. How can you not smile when you see this? And that'll do it for part 4 of the ranking series. We got one more video to go, so tune in and soon I'll upload part 5 of Gunther ranking every aesthetic on the CARI website.